Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to talk about if you're likely to fail at relationships as a feminine energy being. If you're interested in a video like that, please keep watching. So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to talk about if you're likely to fail in relationship when you are operating in your feminine energy. That is a better way to say it. So yeah, you know, it's interesting now. If you followed me from my hippie fit mom days, where I used to have a blog and I used to write about things metaphorically, then you'll truly understand what I'm going to share in this video and why I worded it the way that I did. But I did write the book, You Choose Your Outfit, with outfit being the metaphor for your reality and experience. And so I often write a lot of my things in metaphors because to me, life is a big metaphor. I like to write or articulate or communicate things in metaphors because I feel like that's a great way to understand. So in this video, I want to talk about if you're likely to fail in relationships when you are operating or moving forward or navigating the world, is a better way to say it, in your feminine energy. And so I was in deep contemplation, and the other video I made, you could hear the wind. Okay, so we in Colorado have been experiencing high winds, a lot of wind, and them at high speeds. And it just made me think, because I was on a hike and I was looking at the trees and I'm like, man, these trees can withhold some strong winds, because these winds have been like hurricane speed winds. And I was just thinking, and I'm like, why do some trees fall and why do some trees can withstand really impactful weather and wind and things like that? And so I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. And I was just contemplating on that. I don't know why, but because I guess there's trees in our backyard, and I was just like, well, it's amazing that they were able to withstand that wind, because there was a lot of wind damage and things like that. Even some of our windows in our home experienced some damage from the high winds. And so I was just contemplating on it. So I often like to liken things to relationships. So I want to talk about trees that are likely to fall. And so the tree obviously is going to represent us, and trees that are likely to fall, and how we can relate that to our relationships, especially if we are moving in or we choose a dynamic where we are embracing our feminine energy and our partners are embracing their masculine energy. And so I want to start with shallow soil. I don't know, but I found these results on search. They listening. Anyway, so number one is shallow soil. That you, and like I wrote in my notes, I wrote, you're not planted in your standards and values. Be confident. Now, the last video I talked about was really establishing and sustaining confidence in who you are. And what that is knowing your standards and your values. And that is you. And holding to that. Now, oftentimes what happens in relationships, especially if it's a new man, we are like, oh, you want that. And then we sway and we go with what their values are, and we lose sight of our values and our standards and that kind of thing. We just go with what they often say. And in relationship, especially as the feminine energy being in the relationship, it's important for you to hold the standards and the values. And they either, and I talked about the law of entrainment, they either rise to the occasion or they're not your man. So oftentimes we just want to be compliments, like we have the same standards, we have the same values. With men, standards are usually non-existent. And so we are the holders of the standards usually. Now, values, on the other hand, they typically have values, but men are often the ones that are going to bend to your standards and values. And yes, they need to have some standards and values on their own, but men just operate different. And so you need to hold your standards because let's just be honest, like men are not going around, you know, hanging out with the fellas talking about standards and values and like, you know, writing down lists about their standards and values. That's just not how they operate. That's just not how they are. We do that. We do that. And so it's important that they have some sort of sense of their values and standards. But for us, it's we are the holders of that. And so that's really, really important. So have a good foundation, have an idea of the relationship dynamic, and having a really, really strong foundation. So the other one, which I sort of mentioned, is leaning too far to one side. Now, often when a tree falls and is not able to withstand high, winds and weather and things like that, it's because it's leaning too far to one side and often will all just go ahead and topple over. So you are likely to fail if you are leaning too far to one side, meaning you are not grounded. Now, this goes back to the soil and the foundation, is that you're not grounded in who you are and having confidence in who you are. Having standards, knowing who you are, having your sense of self-identity, really important, being grounded in who you are and not leaning towards what you think other people want you to be. I said on this channel, and I still am still baffled by some of the things that women will say. It's like, oh, what do men want? I can't win. I don't know what they want, so I can just transform like some sort of transformer into what they want. No, what is it that you want? And you need to be grounded in you. Grounded in your identity, your confidence, your values, and your everything. Be grounded in who you are. Have a sense of self-identity and not be like a transformer. And now, I'm not going to act like I'm above that, and that doesn't happen often. I mean, oftentimes when we become in relationship with a certain kind of person, we often do transform. We do especially in my younger days, I was more influenced by other people. I didn't really have a really grounded sense of self-identity, or just identity. I don't know if it's self-identity, because identity is self. So do I need to say self-identity? I don't know, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I don't need to go into all that kind of stuff, but you know what I mean. Having a good sense of identity in yourself and being grounded in that, and not just leaning towards what other people say, what one group of people say that you should be, or what this person says you should be, and leaning towards that. Being grounded and anchored in your identity. And so here's one that I found really, really interesting, and I wanted to share because I didn't really think about it when I was just contemplating on how trees are likely to fall. But this one's really interesting, and this is one that definitely speaks to if you're likely to fail in relationships. So a tree that isn't perfectly straight isn't necessarily at risk. And it goes on to say, trees with multiple trunks or with splits in one trunk may be unstable. And so I found that interesting. We often go through life, we get scars, it can be a bumpy road sometimes, but here's where you need to do the healing, okay? You are likely to fail if you do not do the healing. The splits in the trunk are the brokenness. It's the scarring. It's the, the hurt, the loss, and these things that we've encountered on our way to an amazing relationship. It's these things is what they call baggage, right? You got to release that baggage. You got to heal those scars. And it's really, really important to do the healing work and doing the healing process. Now, I've done a video on what the healing process is. And that's so important because we talk about the baggage, right? And bringing that baggage to a new relationship is definitely going to assist and facilitate a failure in that relationship. So it's really important to do the healing because, like in a tree, the splits in the trunk, it's likely to make the tree fall. Just like we don't do the healing and those scars and the baggage and all that kind of stuff, the loss and the hurt, we bring that into a new relationship, we are likely to fail in that new relationship. So doing the healing and the healing process is really important. Now, I also did a video on, do you need to do the healing before you start dating? And I don't recommend it. You don't have to wait, and because I don't think it's necessary to do the complete healing before you start dating, because dating is great feedback on what you need to do the healing for. It's a direct reflection of what's going on inside of you anyways. And so for me, I dated while I was healing, and it was a great compass for me. It was amazing feedback for me to, like, oh, I'm triggered by this. I need to do some healing in this area. I need to do, I need to look at this. Why did that make me feel that way? Why am I triggered right now? Why am I feeling like this way in the situation? These kind of things. And so it's really important. I feel like sometimes if we wait, we can miss some things. We can miss a lot of things, actually. If you wait and you're like, well, now I've done, like, I waited X amount of years or months or whatever, and time is everything. Time is everything. And so I definitely think that you can do the healing process while dating. I think it's great feedback. I don't recommend waiting, because if you're waiting around, you're not getting that feedback. And I think that feedback is so, so important when it comes to the healing process. So another thing is the healing. If you're not doing the healing, if you're not doing the work, if you're not doing the healing process, and I did a video, I'll link it here, on what the healing is, then that is a major indicator that you probably will fail in marriage or a relationship, because healing is so, so important. And so another thing that I just want to add to this video before I conclude it is you're not able to bend and flow with the wind. Now, a lot of times with the trees, I'm looking at the trees like you can see them, but like with the trees, they're able to bend with the wind and not break or fall. And so you have to be flexible. Like, feminine energy is flexible. It's about going with the flow of life. Being present is so, so important. And when you are present, you are able to flow with life a lot easier. And when you're able to flow with life easier, relationships flow. You have to be able to flow with it. So flowing with life is a way to not fail when it comes to relationships, especially if you're embracing your feminine energy. So I did want to share that. You know what? Your girl wasn't going to do a video today. I did not have intentions on doing a video today, but that came through me, and I was like, I really just want to do a video on this and really share my insights. Because sometimes, like, when things just come to you, you just want to share. And so that was one thing that came to me today, and I really wanted to share, because I just find, metaphorically, life is just amazing. I don't know if that made any sense, but I don't think that made any sense at all. But, I do, but I did want to share that. So if you guys enjoyed, this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. listen, we have Manifesting Made Basic on the website. Another thing too is that I was contemplating on uh, the Fearless Muscle, my children's book, and how I wanted to integrate that into my brand. Because oftentimes I do talk about adult issues, relationships, marriage, and things like that. And then I was talking with my partner, and I was like, you know what? This is all encompassing. Like, I am pro family. Like, the family dynamic is such a beautiful thing. And we often separate all of it. Like, we separate, feminine energy, masculine energy, children, and things like that. But the family dynamic is so, so important. So I wanted to really incorporate and look at it in a more holistic view, because me working on myself to be a better mother, a better friend, a better wife it's helping my family. It's helping me, but it's helping them. It's helping me to relate to them. It's helping our family dynamic. And so I wanted to do something that was a more holistic thing. And so I wanted to look at it from a perspective of wife, mother, and my children. My children are a big part of my life. And so I didn't want to separate it, because honestly, it's not separate, right? And so I wanted to look at how to incorporate all of it. And so I'm going to be looking at that and how I can incorporate the children's books and things like that into ambermarieturner.com. So I know that was a long-winded way of saying that it's probably going to be on the website too. And so we have Femininity Made Basic coming up, so definitely check out, be on the lookout for that. And that's all for this video. I really wanted to share that. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I think I said that stuff already. And so I actually got to run off to a meeting, and that I'm late to, but I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll check you guys in the next video. Peace.